Hey guys, Adrienne here with eXp Realty.
And I'm Jessy, also with eXp Realty.
And we're on the YEG Cribs team together.
Woo, we are.
So welcome to part 2 of our Living in Spruce Grove in 2025 video. We'll just, in case you haven't seen that one, we want to say, make sure you go back and watch it because there's a lot of helpful stuff in there. You want to touch on a few things that we talked about?
So we kind of just went over what it means or what it looks like to live in the Tri-Area region, which is made up of Spruce Grove, Stony Plain, and Parkland County. So as Adrienne said, check out the first video. You'll kind of get the rundown of everything that we like, what we don't like. I guess
where we live, even why we chose where we live. We're local residents who were raised in the area. So we know a lot about the area. And, you know, you want to talk to locals and say, why did you pick this place over that place? And what's your idea of everything? So it's like having coffee with Jessy and Adrienne, which I feel is rather beneficial for you if you're looking to move to the area. So yeah, don't forget to watch that. And then just to give you guys a little bit of background info on us. Like I said, we've both been raised in this area. We know the area very well. I've been a realtor for 10 years. Jessy, 3 years.
Yeah.
Woo. Yeah. Congrats. She's not a new realtor anymore. She's an established realtor. So we work together. We're partners, and we specialize in helping people move from out of our area to this area. So if you're looking at moving to this Edmonton area, we know all the suburbs really well. We're more than happy to help. And it is beneficial for you to work with people that know the area. So if you're looking around for realtors, it's probably good to ask, like, have you lived there for a long time? Because a person can say, oh, yeah, I've been here a couple of years. No, I know it really well. Like, there's a lot to know about all the suburbs. They might know their city that they live in, but there's tons of communities. So
we also have a little special perk when it comes to working with us too. Adrienne, do you want to show them?
I do. So this is a specially curated gift bag with local businesses. So there's easily over $100 worth of stuff in here from local businesses in the Tri-region area. This isn't something that every realtor gives out. You'll get your closing gift from us, obviously, which will be an awesome gift. But then you also get this Living in Spruce Grove gift basket. So you want this, you need this, you've got to have it. So make sure you reach out if you're thinking of moving to the area. We'd love to chat with you, no obligation chat, and we'll go from there. But to finish off the conversation, let's talk a little bit more. We had left off saying that the general feel of Spruce Grove is that it's a really good mid-range city. So if you don't want to be in Edmonton, you're choosing one of the suburbs. You've got your lower range suburbs where there's not as much amenities. There's lower prices usually. And then you've got your other suburbs that are at the high range. They're busy, highly populated. Real estate's more expensive. Lots of traffic. I was like, exactly what I was talking about on the last video. Spruce Grove, the traffic is not overwhelming. You go to St. Albert, Sherwood Park. The traffic is just like wall to wall.
It's especially during rush hour, it's backed up, and it would probably almost take you longer, like you had originally said, to get, like, if your commute is in Edmonton, getting from Edmonton to St. Albert or to Sherwood Park, just being backed up in traffic like all afternoon.
Exactly. So traffic's not as crazy in the Tri-region area. Now, we are not here to only push the Tri-region area. We love all the different cities for different reasons. So that's why it's really important to call us and say, okay, this is what's important to me. I want amenities. I want proximity to Edmonton, whatever that is. Then we can say, okay, well, this is your city then. So call the professionals. We will help you navigate where you should be. But Spruce Grove, Stony Plain, Tri-region area, just a really nice package of amenities and price. And so we do really highly recommend people consider the Tri-region area.
So kind of to spin it off on price too, leaving off on the last video, we didn't really get into our market update, kind of what's been going on in the area as of lately. So Adrienne, I'll let you kind of start with that.
So we are in a serious seller's market. We had a 10% increase last year in our pricing. So we are currently, our sales are up each month. They're up every month this year. And so I believe by the end of the year, we will again have seen an increase in our average sale price.
For sure.
What does that look like for buyers?
So It's an interesting situation. So for instance, I'm kind of going to give you a little bit of a scenario of some buyers that I was working with from out of province. So again, with that being that heavy sellers market, there's limited inventory. There's not a lot of time to kind of jump on something when you see it.
Mhm.
So again, being from out of town or out of province, it makes it a little bit more difficult trying to get here in time to view some of these properties.
It could be gone before you even get here.
Yeah. So lots of times that's what these clients were kind of figuring out, was that by the time they made travel arrangements to get down here, the property's pending, they're gone, which led them to go into basically putting an offer sight unseen on something that they've never seen other than in pictures. Thankfully, it ended up working out for them. However, that's just kind of a situation that we're in, especially if you're out of town.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, and then it can drive up. Like you said, what were you saying before about the if you see something that's a good deal?
yeah. If you see something that's a good deal, guaranteed there's a ton of other people that are seeing the same thing. So just beware that your expectation should be that you're probably going to pay more than asking price on something that looks market value-ish. Because I know you guys are all obsessed with Realtor.ca. You're at home. You're like, I'm moving to Edmonton, so I'm on Realtor.ca all the time, every day, 24/7. And you know the pricing. Buyers, I find, are pretty savvy with the accessibility of the internet. You can just really watch what comes up. You can see when something looks like a good price and someone else is seeing that as well. That is going to sell way over asking. So don't get too excited about those ones that look like a good price.
Yeah.
Just be aware. And I will even say that it's really good to get set up on a property search with a realtor in that area, because when properties come onto the market, there can be a day delay before they go from our system to being visible on MLS. Yeah. So if you're literally like, I'm watching for something very specific, very particular, I need to see it and I need to jump on it. Well, if you're set up on a search with us, it gets sent directly to your inbox. As soon as the realtor presses play on the listing, you're going to see it. You can be in there and viewing it, and possibly even writing an offer before it is visible on Realtor.ca. Yeah. So just, if you're like, I don't need a realtor, like I'll just call one when I'm ready to like look at a house, we highly recommend calling the realtor, specifically us, to set you up on a search. Yeah. And then we can set you up with the sold. So you can see, okay, that house that I saw, it sold for this much. Then you're a savvy buyer that knows what to expect. You know that there's going to be multiple offers, and usually homes are selling between this and this much over asking. So you can kind of know what to expect. Yeah, for sure. For when you're writing an offer. Yeah.
Another great thing too about the search that I find is that clients, once they're set up on it, they can see when there's a price change. They can see when it goes pending, as opposed to MLS or Realtor.ca. All you'll see is active. And then once the active listing is sold, it just completely removes. Goes straight to sold. So you don't even see. So with being on the search, you get to see all those other updates.
That's very true. As well. You know, how many times you've been sent a list from someone who's like, hey, I want to buy, here's my list. And you respond back, okay, 5 out of 7 of those are pending.
Yeah, are pending. And they're like, well, what do you mean? It's active. It's on Realtor.ca, but just because you see that it is on Realtor.ca does not mean that it's still available. So that's why the search really does come in handy.
Very good point. Yeah. Yes. So we're in a first market. What does that look like? I had a friend who him and his buyers had wrote an offer on a property. He said they went in 40,000 over asking price. That's crazy. And their offer was unconditional. There were 16 other offers and they still lost. So I was like, wow, that's pretty mind-blowing. Now, I will say that property was probably underpriced. So, you know, don't have that mindset of like, oh, they're selling that much over. Well, it wasn't priced probably at proper market value. But when the market is changing so quickly, it can be hard when we're looking at comps and saying, okay, well, this house sold for this much. So maybe I'll price my comparable listing to around what that one sold for. Yeah. Well, now the pricing's gone up again. And so it's still going to sell for over asking. And it's hard for us to navigate not just where the price should be based on comparables, but where the price has went.
Yeah. Because it's like just in a matter of like a couple months. like something that has, like you said, that was priced and sold a certain way, it might not have been listed or even sold for that price a couple months later after the fact.
Totally.
Yeah.
So I had another buyer, Josh, shout out to Josh. I don't think that he probably watches this anymore, so he's not going to see that, but he was a YouTube buyer from Calgary, found me from watching these videos. We got him a place in Spruce Grove, Greenbury. It took us a few viewings, and I think one offer before his offer, got accepted in one, but we lost out in multiple offers on another property in Greenbury. So the second time we went in, Josh was a little bit more prepared. He's more of a savvy buyer. And he's like, okay, let's offer, like, just go in at asking price. And then we found out, oh, they're getting another offer. Okay, change the game, 10,000 over asking. So we submit that. Then, they've decided they're going to wait till Friday to present offers because they're seeing the writing on the wall. They're like, okay, we have 2 people offering on the first day on market.
Yeah. How many more can we get?
Yeah,
let's wait.
But just as much as every seller has that question in their mind of how many more can we get, they also have the other question, which is, what if we don't get any more and we lost the good one? So that's where a bully offer comes into play and can be very handy. So we decided to write a bully offer, and we're like, sorry, the 10,000 hadn't happened yet. When we were like, okay, there's 2 offers. That's when they said, sorry guys, we've got 2 offers now. We're just going to wait till Friday. So me and Josh talked it out, and he's like, how do I get it now? I'm like, give them 10,000 over asking now, and to not do showings through the week. We have a timeline. You have till tomorrow at 12 to accept this. Yeah. So sure enough, we said, okay, we'll give you 10,000 now, but I can't guarantee that we'll be around by the end of the week because we're going to keep looking. Like, we can't afford to wait on this one. Yeah. So you play into that seller's fear of loss, FOMO, fear of missing out. And they're like, they took our offer, like, okay, fine, we'll do it. Yeah. And funny story is, actually, this is really trippy. This is the same realtor that when the COVID boom happened, he had a house for sale, same situation, multiple offers came in. I gave him a bully offer from a client, and he's like, okay, fine, we'll take it. And it's the same seller. So 2 years ago, they sold a different property.
Like, what are the chances?
I know, it was really bizarre. We had a good laugh about it, but bully offer wins again. So don't forget that can be an option. These are just, we're sharing this with you to prepare you, but then also to show you that we know how to help you navigate. And this is just a small tip of the iceberg of what our experience combined can offer you of how to win in a seller's market, how to get great deals in a buyer's market. Like, it works both ways, but it's really good to work with experienced agents. So there you go.
Yeah.
Be impressed.
Yeah.
So where do we want to go next in this conversation? Talked about the market.
Yeah. We talked about going and viewing the first live that we did of living in Spruce Grove.
Yes. So don't forget to do that.
Yeah.
And then I think really that's about it.
Yeah,
so
I think so too.
We want to give just an exhortation to you. If you want to follow along, see more content like this, don't forget to like and subscribe, share the video with a friend if you know someone moving to this area. And don't forget about the cute gift basket. And make sure you tell us when you reach out that you found us on YouTube, because we want to make sure you get this. This is special for our YouTube viewers. And otherwise, we're going to have another video coming out soon. Do you want to tell them a little bit about that?
Yeah. So our next video that we're going to touch on is we're going to go through the new amenities that are coming to the Tri-Area region. So just kind of
up and coming awesome places.
Yeah. Up and coming
tuned.
Stuff coming for 2025 that's in the works, things that are coming, and we'll just kind of chat about that.
Yeah. So grab your coffee next time you see our video. Come have coffee with us. Maybe we should have coffees too. We can have coffee together. The reason why I say this is because I had a YouTube buyer couple from Ontario, and they said, you were our Sunday morning routine. We'd sit down with our coffees and we'd watch your newest video. So yeah, maybe we should just call these Coffee with Adrienne and Jessy.
Yeah, that's good. Great.
Anyways, thanks for watching. See you next time.
Bye, guys.